In this video, I want to show you how you can trade expensive stocks with a small trading account. And I want to offer up just a quick warning. As soon as certain words come out of my mouth, please don't run away. Please don't click off the video because, oh, those are so complicated. Oh no, I've tried those. Or, oh, I've heard those are so, just please give me a little chance. In fact, I'll show you a little bit miniature education about how they work. And as you'll see very quickly, assuming you can move little decimal points around just a little bit, they're not that bad. So what is this way that you can trade these expensive stocks with a much smaller account? Well, just to set off some context here and just to let you know, I'm not gonna be sitting here in theory. I'm gonna use a real life result from somebody from the chat room community that I offer. But what is being discussed here is known as options. Now, again, you promised you can't go running off. I know it. Oh, options, those things are so crazy or they're so complicated or I'll never figure it out. I used to think the same way. They're really not that difficult. So just understand that options are a way that you can get involved in the markets and make really good money on expensive stocks. How so? Well, let me ask you this. Do you have $70 in your trading account? If you have $70 in your trading account, then you could have got involved. You could have participated with a stock that's over $300. Now, technically speaking, it's an ETF with the example that I'm going to use. But point here being $300 per share you could have gotten involved with through the options market if you had just $70 in your account. So on the screen here, I want you to take a look at this image, and on the image, and we'll make sure to point it out to you, but take a look at the spot. And like I said, just look for the highlighted area where it says 8 contracts at 70 cents. So let's break this down. Where is this $70 coming from? Because here it's 70 cents. So wait, what about the $70? Well, in the world of options, and like I said, this is just how easy it is. The way you figure out a cost per contract, so again, these are contracts, is you just multiply the contract price by 100. That's it. Multiply the contract price by 100. So in this situation, if one contract costs 70 cents, 70 cents times 100 equals what? Well, multiplied by 100 equals $70. See, you're already learning options, nothing that complicated at all. So that's $70 per contract. So like I said, that's why at minimum, what you would have needed was $70. Again, that's crazy, right? $70 could have gotten you involved with the ETF of the SPY, which is trading for, at the time of that trade, over $300. Now in this situation, this person did 8 contracts though. So how much total did this person put in? If you're saying, well, Clay, if it's $70 per contract and he got 8 contracts, that would be $560. Then look at you. You're practically an options trader already. So that's how much he put in. So now let's bring back up the image, and I want you to show you the date real quick. And on the image, you can see right here that the date that he put this $560 to use was July 13th. Now I want you to look up at the next part of that image, and again, we'll highlight this, where it says July 14th. And then I want you to look all the way over there at what he sold, and once again, we'll highlight it at 8 contracts at $2.45. So let's break this down a little bit further just to really reiterate. Right here was his buy, and then right down here was the sell. So he bought at 70 cents, and I wanted you to pay attention to those dates because you'll see that this all happened in just holding overnight for one day. So a one-day swing trade, if you will. The next day he sold for $2.45, meaning that was a nice little gain of one day of 250%. Now, let me be very clear. Let me be transparent about this. I'm not implying that, hey, you know what? Learn options and your very first trade, you're making 250%. I'm not saying that at all. My point here is going back to the core. This person is trading an expensive stock. He's getting involved with with an expensive stock with only a requirement of $70. That's all this person would have needed in their account is $70. And I bring this up just because way too many people would look at an account with $70 and say, well, I just can't trade. Or, well, I have to trade some sort of like 0.001 penny stock or some garbage like that. But no, this person was trading was $70, the SPY, meaning that's like a legitimate thing. It's not some scammy penny stock. It's the SPY, like the most famous ETF probably out there of them all. And this person was getting involved with it by only using, now he used obviously $560, but my point is you could have gotten involved with this $70. So this is why I would highly recommend you consider options trading. Don't automatically think that you've got to go and trade low float penny stocks or you got to trade some sort of, lower, no, you could trade options, which I like to call penny stocks on steroids because, think about it. Basically, in a roundabout way of looking at this, they bought at 70 cents and then the next day sold for $2.45. Sure, penny stocks can make those moves, but usually that move is going to take a couple of weeks, a couple of months to grind higher and higher and higher. Now, of course, you have the things where they just spike up. But in options, and I tread very carefully when I say this, but these sorts of moves, it's not like it's shocking to see. Sometimes people are making thousands of percents, but again, I don't want you to go into it thinking you're going to be making thousands of percents. My point here is that the options market can provide some very, very nice returns. But the other big disclosure, the options market can also just punch you in the face big time if you rush into it, if you go into it without a strategy. So please don't just take this as sign up for an options account. Oh, look, my broker has options or they just got options. Let me just start trading them. They can eat your lunch very quickly. So, you got to make sure you have a game plan. But again, to bring this into conclusion where I started, I just want you to be aware of that there is a way for you to trade these expensive stocks and ETFs without needing to have massive, massive accounts. If you got $70, then in this situation, you could have participated in a move that made 250%. And in all actuality, this member, 40, he sold way too soon. So that 250% got actually even bigger than that. But that's just how it worked out for this example, with his trade. So hopefully this helps you out. Hoping this opens your eyes. Questions, comments, anything like that, please leave those down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, hitting that like button goes a long way. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole, lots of other videos. And if you like what you see, hopefully you decide to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. So thanks for hanging out. And yeah, get out there and maybe give options some consideration. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.